How you guys and girls doing today? It's the Finance Man here, and welcome back to the channel where we talk about everything from crypto to real estate to stocks, you name it. In this video, we are talking about some Wonderland, and y'all, we've got some crazy ass shit that went down last night. But before we get into that, y'all, if you enjoy this kind of content, please make sure that those buttons down below, like that like and that sub button, so that way this video can get out to more people who need to see it. Please hit those buttons down below, y'all, because I noticed that 93% of those who watch my videos are not subscribed, or 7% are. So if you hit those buttons, I really appreciate it, and it's absolutely free. You'll never miss a single video from me, and I'm keeping up the end of my deal, y'all. I appreciate and love y'all. Thank y'all so much for letting me hit that 1K subscribers, y'all. I'm giving away one BNB for those who want to enter into the one BNB giveaway. Make sure to click the link in my description. There's a video there. I want you to make sure you're subscribed and comment on that video saying you want to enter in the giveaway, and you're good to go. With that being said, though, let's get right into it. Okay, so we can see 956,000 people staked. The treasury, y'all, has dropped significantly, 719 million, and we're going to talk about that in a second. APY is 82,000, so it did go up a little bit since the last time we saw it. But let's go ahead and enter the app here and see what in the hell is going on. So go to the dashboard, y'all, and look at this, y'all. wMemo, $35,902, man. TVL, 605 million. Treasury, we just talked about that. Market cap, 815 million. We are still below that backing price, so buybacks are currently happening. But let's take a look on over at Coin Market Cap.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently. That's okay. Things are gonna be okay.
Oh my God, y'all, $621.14, down 23.88%. So I love how this is the top comment. I lost some money with the cool glasses. Okay, so according to Daniel, we took a look at here. Yesterday, y'all, it was going decently fine. Well, it was doing better than what it did before it happened, right? We had that steady decline and nothing like that, but nothing too crazy. And then all of a sudden, y'all, when we hit the evening around 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, we saw this massive dip. Danny and Sifu, and we'll go into the details a little bit on the Twitter, but they said this was actually a coordinated attack. They believe this was an actual attack by whales. This was on purpose. It wasn't just people started stop believing in the project or anything like that. This was an actual attack. So of course, as you can see right here, as it starts to go back up, this is when they're starting to correct it and things like that. There's actually an AMA going on right now on Twitter. We'll talk about that soon, but y'all, I mean, we've rebounded from where we dipped down to at $415, y'all. But I mean, taking a look at this chart, man, I mean, goddamn, what kind of attack was that? Like we normally do, not gonna spend too much time here. We do take a look at the other coins, and as we can see, Bitcoin is hovering around 37 to 38K, so it has gone up quite a bit. It's good to see a little bit of green. You're still seeing a little bit of red here, but nothing too bad. Now into the news, y'all. So the very first thing we're going to see right here, and we'll talk about this more in detail on Danny's page, but we see a united front, Abracadabra plus Wonderland merge is now up for discussion on the forum. So let's go ahead and take a look at this proposal here and see what this is all about. It's united front, Abracadabra versus Wonderland merge. So scope, it says Wonderland is consistently using Abracadabra cauldrons and build strategies which are used by Abracadabra's G-Gen box. Both projects have interconnections from cauldron usage, liquidity provision, incentive voting on curve to boost MEM liquidity, to building unique D-Gen box strategies around yield farms. When analyzing Abracadabra's and Wonderland's strengths and weaknesses, it becomes clear that their partnership significantly increases both protocols' abilities to perform. Okay, so the Abracadabra and Wonderland teams, including Sifu and Danny, see considerable synergy in merging the two protocols together under one token, Spell. All right, and as we can see right here, he'll be hosting an AMA. This actually started an hour and a half ago. It's still going on right now, y'all. If you want to join it on Twitter, it's on his main page, Daniel Sesta, and I'll actually have an 11-minute part of it at the end of this video if you want to take a look at that. I try to get as much as I could of it. The unification of Abracadabra and Wonderland will create the most powerful DeFi entity in the industry. The merger would bring Wonderland's large treasury worth 800 million USD. Well, that was, that was before the huge crash, right? But still, 800 million USD in tokens over to Abracadabra, including making use of Wonderland's viable strategy of protocol-owned liquidity, completing its goal of becoming self-sufficient in a zero-emission protocol by eradicating the need of incentivizing liquidity. The merged Wonderland community and token holders will benefit from holding the Spell token, all right, which will, in addition to receiving the rewards from Cauldron fees, also start receiving revenue share from the treasury, which boosts the APY on S spell. Okay, so it'll boost the APY. So okay, so with this merger, Abracadabra will become a zero emission. Oh, okay, zero emission protocol with an $800 million productive war chest that can be utilized to generate yield using in-house strategies and cauldrons. Provide low-level details. The proposal is to use 98 billion spell tokens from Abracadabra Treasury to acquire Wonderland Money Treasury in full and merge the two projects completely. The minted spell tokens are mostly derived from future farming incentives, as you can see in the chart below. And this is just going to break down where the spell tokens come from, so we don't have to really look into that. That's just being transparent right there. So business and or technical requirements of the implementation of the proposal. How will the merge work? Every wMemo token represents ownership over a part of the Wonderland Treasury. The merger involves the Wonderland Treasury being acquired by Abracadabra. This means that wMemo holders will change ownership. Take a look at this, y'all. This means that wMemo holders will change ownership from Wonderland to Abracadabra by exchanging wMemo to spell. So you would no longer be holding your wMemo, you'd actually be exchanging it over to spell. The wMemo cauldron CDPs will automatically migrate it, and you will be seeing your open position on Abracadabra. Okay, closing your position will return spell at the determined migration exchange rate. And how to perform this is what we all want to know, right? wMemo to spell swap. A swap interface will be implemented on the Wonderland site, which facilitates this exchange with zero slippage. Okay, y'all, so it looks like we're going to be migrating over here. So if this passes, and you can come down here and leave a comment, share your opinion and vote on it and things like that. You know, of course, you can see people talking about let's do it. You got all, you know, you got all things, man. Let's do it. People asking questions, ultimate scam. You know, you've got the whole community down here, man, if you want to drop in. Okay, so that's what it looks like we're doing, y'all. So we're going from wMemo over to spell. Okay, and last but not least, we are on good old Daniel's profile. Let's take a look here. He's still got the same profile picture, you know, it's good old Daniel here. We're going to actually start from the very, very beginning, or the very end of yesterday, so we can play catch up here. Let's go all the way down. So this is, you know, this may be what could have started it yesterday, right? And this was, you know, the price was already going down, of course. And then people saw that at 300K followers, he said he was going to lock his account and he'll become private, right? Now, you know, he had mixed reactions from this. Some people were like, oh, okay, you know, that sounds great and everything. Make it exclusive. Some people were saying, oh, that's a fucking scam, right? Because why is he going private when the price is going down? Clearly, he wants to, you know, slowly go off the grid type shit, right? I don't believe that is so, but hey. Let's take a look here. So now it's official sushi is a part of Frog Nation. So that's good right there. We combined it. And this is when he said 300K Spartans, frogs fighting. We're all going to make it. Big announcement today coming. Account is now private. Now this right here might have been when the attack happened, right? So after this, that's one of the last things he said, right? All frogs are equal. You know, this is him talking about the DeFi edge here. We go on up a little bit. He's welcoming the sushi holders to the Frog Nation. And then it says this will be a very long week. So many announcements and product releases. Love y'all 300 Spartans. And then they actually created a Discord, a brand new Discord right now that you can join, you know, so you have your Wonderland Discord, but this is just an individual, I mean, this is just a Frog Nation Discord, just a place for all of us to unite. So, you know, you got the whole economy here, right? We encourage our communities to join, and, you know, so if you want to join that, you're free to do that. And then if we scroll up, we broke Discord, and you aren't bullish, not gonna miss out, you know, we're all gonna make it or nothing. And then he wakes up, y'all. What the fuck? So, you know, he wakes up, he's like, what's going on? Dude acting surprised. Dude, I just woke up losing $10 million. So he did get liquidated. Hi, mister, what happened to the buybacks? I had liquidation at 23,000. What was the very comfortable position when I went to sleep and I wake up liquidated? Is this a joke? Seems like I'm in the same boat. You know, so he's, you know, he's sitting here, you know, gotta have the, oh my God, what? Never mind. You know, you gotta have the memes. He says, we had limit orders. I'm looking into what happened while I was sleeping and fixing the situation. No panic. So, you know, to this, I actually agree with this comment here. You need to hire more people. When you manage a $1 billion of other people's money, the excuse I was sleeping isn't acceptable, unfortunately. So, you know, yes, I do have to say that they definitely need to hire a bigger team. I know he's doing everything he can, but hey, man, you know, when things like that start hitting the fan, people start panicking and it just starts becoming a spiral effect, man. That's huge. So let's see, you know, taking a look at who got liquidated after me, I'll take the loss, but I want to make sure no one else does. We are one family. So that's really good. You know, that's a huge reassurance right there. You're going to buy back your time, though. I was way below backing, repaid every time to be in a safe position and get targeted to be liquidated exactly when I was sleeping at night. Come on. So once again, like I said, this is him saying that it was definitely a targeted attack. He retweeted what we just went over right here, Abracadabra and Wonderland combining. We can go up a little bit. He says, I've been working on this proposal for a while as buybacks are not working as we would love to. The Treasury can still earn passive income together with the earnings of Abracadabra, and the wMemo holders can get the upside from Spell becoming the #1 protocol in DeFi. We go up here, bad timing to be honest, but for this we can't push back proposal because I've been wrecked. This is a matter between me and the people who got liquidated under me, and I would deal with it personally. Someone says, what does your personal finances have to do with the timing of a governance proposal? Some people collide both things together. Unfortunately, being the public figure about ABS, the founder of this project, carries such responsibilities. Being a builder in this business is hard for these reasons: financial attacks, personal safety attacks, FUD attacks, social attacks, so on and so forth. We can take an even deeper look here. The Genie retweeted something saying about Daniel and Sifu stepping up big. Very impressed with Frog Nation putting the community first. I agree, many liquidated. We're not taking on massive risks. This was a targeted attack. So this is what Sifu said at 10:42 last night. I'm having a list made of everyone who got liquidated in the Cascade last night, as I did during the last one where I was liquidated. Tokens used for buybacks will be used to make liquidation victims whole. Danny and I will not be made whole so as to increase everyone else's share, y'all. The real ones for that, right? So WC, for the people liquidated under us, were well under backing price. This was not an issue of taking high risk and losing a gamble. A targeted attack, y'all. If you want to take a deeper look into this here, this is an individual that Danny retweeted. He goes into a thread thinking, talking about what he thinks about Wonderland, Frog Nation, Daniel, and everything in general, what's been going on and why it's going down. Is I went a couple of hours offshore to wind down. Now I'm back, and if you think I'm not going to fight to maintain the roadmaps and deliver the best shit in DeFi, you're completely wrong, Anon. You could take away some of my money, but you can't take away my passion for building. That's our main man, Daniel, y'all, okay? That is the homeboy Daniel coming in. I addressed it already. There are no dates. This is all on chain, and this is, someone asking, and we'll confirm or deny this floating screenshot. I've yet to see the comment. Paid himself to be memo, and yeah, that's just him dispelling some FUD right there. So he came back, and he's better, baby, like Bryson Tiller. He said, clarify one point. Treasury is not intended to be used to repay liquidations. If anything, personal funds are. And last but not least, y'all, here we are at the very top, and it says that, it just ended. The AMA that he had just came to an end there. So, people were asking him plenty of questions, and like I said, I'll have that at the end of the video. And that is it for this video, y'all. Tell me down in the comment section below what you think. Now, of course, like I always say, not financial advice. Always got to do your own research, right? But me personally, I got to ramble on a bit, man. Me personally, y'all, everything that's been going down is it's like one of the worst case scenarios that just end up stacking on top of each other. So, and there's so many changes that if you're not educated and you don't care to be educated in, crypto space or in certain things that you're in, you lose money, or you're afraid to lose money. So it's so many changes that happen, right? And if people had a right to be scared when these changes all of a sudden started happening. So, one after the other, we had time being shared, right? And then the time price started going down. And then after that, the time price was removed in general. And then wMemo came up. Then the calculator was removed. Then they said the liquidity was moved to Sushi Swap. And then the calculator only started showing wMemo. Then after that, the time price started tanking out of nowhere. Then we had that first massive dip. Then it goes below the backing price, and it doesn't get bought back until because it's manual. It doesn't get bought back until after they decide to manually buy it back, and it's still going on right now. Then Danny goes private on Twitter. Then he opens his Twitter back up. Then it was another targeted attack when he goes to sleep. So all of these things, y'all. And last but not least, we're going from wMemo on over to Spell. So all of these things that are happening all at once, these rapid changes, these random attacks that are happening overnight, the market going down, people not understanding what's going on with all of these changes that are happening at once, it just leads to a whole bunch of confusion and panic. And when you see some people become confused and panic, sometimes you don't even ask why. You just become confused and panic. You know, like I have a friend that sold out, right? And I'm just giving, I know I'm rambling, but I have a friend that sold out of it, and he didn't even know why he sold out, right? He was like, man, I'm losing money, don't know what's going on, I don't care about the news, I don't care about what's happening, I'm just losing money, I'm getting out. And after he educated himself on what was going on, he was like, oh, that would have made me feel a lot better to take a look and understand what's happening. And that's what it is, man. It's confusion, panic, the market, and these list of events that I've listed before that are all tanking it so fast. So I definitely think that governance, if it passes, is going to help for sure. And these massive changes, even though they confuse people, are definitely going to benefit Wonderland in the long run. But man, oh man, are we in for a crazy ride. With that being said, y'all, let me know what y'all thought of this video, and I will catch y'all in the next one. The Finance Man is out of here.
So first of all, I want everybody to know that I'm always looking at everybody, trying to look after everybody that is all of our investors. So I'm very aware that there has been people that have bought our tokens at a very high price. And I'm always trying to figure out ways in which I can improve also price action together with product development, and try to put everything together to just avoid that money gets to waste and investment long term turn out to be good. And that's of course my mission as the leader of these protocols. It's always to try to give the upside to our investors who believe and create amazing things that allow this upside to happen. So, as I mentioned, since October at the Avalanche House, Wonderland has started as an experiment on fundraising through a new mechanism that has been pioneered by Olympus, and together with the gamification of the game tier of the 3-3 and the speculation that comes out with it. And we have been highly successful on doing this fundraising. Right now, our treasury, including the LP, and our investment is over $836 million. This is highly successful. Still, there have been a lot of FUD in the recent time. The market has been not as good as we expected, and a lot of people have lost faith. A lot of people has lost money because they sold even under backing price. There has been a lot of confusion. There has been mistakes in my side of on communication, because I think that the communication of how the backing works, the buybacks and everything has not been clear enough. That has brought some people to take some losses by selling and things like this. So I have to say that as much as we have been successful in one side, recently we have been not as successful as I wanted to be. So that has been like a prioritization for me, is to try to make sure that everybody gets their investment and make a good investment out of what we create. So we have been looking into plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and of course the plan A, the plan number one, that is what we are invested in, is to create the first basically decentralized venture capital in the world. And we have been pretty successful in our investments. Our farming operation is doing very well. We are beating the market by a lot, and all of this. But still, some people have had doubt, and they still believe in the rebase style the model. So we have been looking also to give a second option for these people and for everyone at Wonderland, and say, how do we do something that is beneficial for multiple protocols and is beneficial for everyone? And we thought about, what if we actually merge Abracadabra and Wonderland into one massive Abracadabra ecosystem thing? So retaining the properties of the investment properties of Wonderland that is still there, and helping out with Abracadabra with the treasury. So it was very interesting idea and concept. So right now the market cap of it's of course also sort of opportunistic, if I might say, because as long as there is people willing to sell for backing price, then Abracadabra pretty much I'm considering Abracadabra willing to buy at backing price. I don't know if this is clear, and uh, and the idea here is to create this Abracadabra, basically the bank of DeFi. How so? Because of the concept of capital at risk. Like there is no bank in DeFi if there is no capital at risk. Abracadabra is one of the largest. It's actually the second largest lender in all DeFi. The number one lender is MakerDAO, but MakerDAO is a company that has basically a PSM, so it's lending USDC in part. We are a new type of lender. We have a way more efficient liquidation mechanism that unfortunately I've experienced myself, and is a much bigger project in the sense that every time that the bank lends money for any sort of activity, it has some capital at risk that is going to use to backstop those activities if they fail. In the case of Abracadabra, we don't have that, and I think that with the merger together with Wonderland, this would really make a huge improvements in what is the baseline and the whole valuation of the company when it's all together. So it would be like a company with half of the market cap, with $800 million of treasury and $800 million of market cap additional, so 100% premium for an application that generates $200 million a year, plus the farming that is potentially other 200 $300 million a year, plus the investment arm, the hedge fund arm, the VC arm, the community, the largest community, DeFi, like all all of this together, it's just insane, right? And so we said, like, we can still choose, like we have the choice of continuing how we are, which I think is great. I think is gonna be awesome, and we are gonna keep doing our best and decentralized and create structure and structuring Wonderland DAO in the upcoming in the next weeks. Create all the baseline for how the future will look like for investments, for transparency, and so on. Or on the other side, have a new Abracadabra, which not only is a great lender, a very profitable protocol, but also has capital at risk, treasury, runway, and so on. So this was the initial thought of the, and I'm ready to take the question.
Yeah, cool. So I think should we maybe, before we go right into the AMA, should we maybe specifically talk on the Wonderland side, of how this is helpful to anybody that's a wMemo holder, and overall also for the treasury of Wonderland, how it might be more powerful for Wonderland to actually be a part of Abracadabra and kind of have a product and treasury together. Obviously, I think without going into too much detail, as you already said, the communication of the backing price maybe is not as clear, and I think also the community of Wonderland maybe isn't the deepest in DeFi overall. But how do you kind of see this really strengthening Wonderland, with the full focus here on the discussion of the strength of Wonderland through this?
Yeah, first of all, Wonderland is a big utilizer of the product of Abracadabra. So we have positions using Abracadabra leverage on stable farming and so on. So it's pretty obvious that it's very tight up the yield that is generated through our our products, it would benefit on having preferred rates, preferred allocations, and so on. So it's like an hedge fund with its own bank. Of course, access to capital will be much easier. Deployment of that capital will be still dedicated to the Wonderland team, but the whole thing can be much highly profitable, having all the treasury in place and can be allocated in a smart way. Second thing is basically generating the deep liquidity that Magic Internet Money needs to scale. So part of the treasury can be used for farming. And of course, in the case of the merger, you don't have wMemo tokens anymore. So the upside of deploying that treasury specifically for benefiting Abracadabra is huge upside value, because the more usage we generate for the application, the more price earning ratio we get, and the more upside it goes to the token holders, of course. And the more fees are generated, the more distribution there is of these fees, right? Another, I think, another big point can be that, like right now, the upside of the wMemo token is related exclusively to the success of the investments and success of the farming that we do. In this case, with the merger, is also related not only to the success of that, but also on the success of the protocol itself, right? So the more Abracadabra grows, the more the tokens grow. Another thing that has to be mentioned is the end of dilution. Like with this merger, there is no more spell distribute.